You know, the legendary industrialist Ambani? He had this secret weapon he used in interviews. And believe me, it had nothing to do with skills or experience. It was something way more powerful. Today, we're going to break down that game-changing strategy and the one single question that could flip the power dynamic in pretty much any room. So let me ask you this. What do you think is the most powerful question you can ask in an interview? Is it about someone's skills, their past experience, maybe what they expect for a salary? Go ahead, think about it for a second, because I'm willing to bet Dhirubhai Ambani's answer is going to surprise you. All right, so picture this. The man himself, Dhirubhai Ambani, is personally conducting interviews. And this isn't for just any job. It's for a super important general manager role. So yeah, the stakes are incredibly high, and you can just feel the pressure in that room. And in walks this candidate. On paper, the guy is perfect, absolutely flawless. His resume? Unmatched. His qualifications? The best in the business. By every single metric, he is the one to beat. But there was a problem. A really big one, actually. See, while his skills were absolutely impeccable, his attitude, well, that was a whole different story. Ambani picked up on it right away, this huge disconnect between how brilliant the guy was professionally and his, let's just say, difficult personality. So you've got this contrast, right? On one side, his qualifications were, simply put, the absolute best. But on the other side, his whole attitude just screamed what's known in Hindi as hekti, a kind of arrogance that honestly threatened to poison everything else he brought to the table. So what is this hekti? Well, it's a Hindi word that perfectly captures that specific kind of arrogance. You know the one. That I'm a big shot, I'm the boss here kind of attitude. The second that candidate walked in with that vibe, Ambani knew. He just knew that no matter how skilled the guy was, he just wasn't going to be the right fit for the team. So the interview goes on, but really, in Ambani's mind, the decision's already been made. It wraps up, and the candidate, probably feeling pretty good about himself, stands up to leave. The meeting is over. Or, so it seems. Right then, just as the candidate is about to walk out that door, Dhirubhai Ambani unleashes his ultimate weapon. And it's not some tricky business question. It's not about strategy. No, it's something way more personal. It's a single question that's about to change everything. He just looks at the candidate and asks, "How is your father's health now?" And bam! The effect was instantaneous. The candidate just freezes. All that arrogance, all that hekti, it just melts away in a second. He actually sits back down, completely disarmed, and all he can say is, "How did you know?" In that one moment, the entire power dynamic in the room had just flipped. That question, that was Dhirubhai Ambani's Brahmastra. It was his ultimate weapon, and he saved it for moments exactly like this one. Now, in mythology, a Brahmastra is like this unstoppable ultimate weapon. But for Ambani, his Brahmastra was a strategy. It was the strategy of doing his homework, and I mean really doing his homework. Before meeting anyone, he made it his mission to learn their whole story, not just what was on their resume. He didn't just know their qualifications, he knew them. Okay, but this raises a really important question, right? If he had this powerful personal piece of information, why on earth would he wait until the very end to use it? Why not open with it, build a connection right away? And here's the genius of it. The timing was everything. Think about it. If Ambani had started the interview with that personal question, that arrogant candidate would have just brushed it off. He'd have seen it as some cheap trick to try and win him over. The weapon's true power was all in the timing. And this story, it's amazing because it reveals this powerful formula that all of us can use. It's a really simple two-part strategy that's all about combining your professional service with a genuine personal connection. Let's break it down. So, step one is service. This is your professionalism, your skills, the actual value you bring to the table. That's your foundation. But step two, that's the secret sauce. It's apnapan, which means personal connection. You combine those two and you don't just get success, you get multiplied success. Apnapan is another one of those wonderful Hindi words. It means a sense of kinship, a feeling of oneness. It's about treating someone like they're one of your own. It's that human touch that turns a simple professional transaction into a real, meaningful relationship. And that is the absolute key to this whole strategy. So what's the big lesson here? What's the takeaway? It's this. Your skills, your service, your professionalism, sure, that'll get you in the door. But it's that genuine human touch, that op and op. That's what makes you unforgettable. That's what makes you truly effective.
That is the real Brahmastra.
Now, this isn't just a cool story about a famous businessman. It's a really practical lesson for every single one of us. And it all starts with asking ourselves a pretty simple question.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. How can you bring more apanapan, that real sense of genuine connection, to your work? How can you learn someone's story, not as a tactic, but as a way to truly, authentically connect? Give it a try. The results might just blow you away.